You work harder than everyone around you. You take on extra projects. You grind through your weekends, and there's still no money. Or it shows up and disappears just as fast. Today, I want to tell you about the practice I consider the strongest one there is for attracting money. This isn't a metaphor and it isn't a pep talk. It's a precise technology out of Tibetan Buddhism. It was laid out by Michael Roach, a man who spent 25 years around monasteries and then took that knowledge into the diamond business in Manhattan. The company he helped build grew to $250 million a year. Not because he worked more, because he worked the energetic laws correctly. By the end of this video, you'll understand one paradox. Why, when you help other people get rich, you get rich yourself. Why money shows up not when you grind harder, but when you change what's going on inside you. There's no magic here. There's mechanics, laws that work whether you believe in them or not. But first, let's get clear on who this man is and why his method is worth trusting at all. Michael Roach was born in America. He graduated from Princeton with honors and received a Presidential Scholar Medal at the White House. He could have become anything, a professor, a lawyer. Instead, in the 70s, he went off to India and became a monk. He spent more than 20 years studying under Tibetan teachers, working through ancient texts about the nature of reality. In 1995, Roach became the first American to earn the Geshe degree, roughly the equivalent of a doctorate in Buddhist philosophy. Tibetan monks examined him in Tibetan. He passed. And here's where it gets interesting. His teacher, a Tibetan Lama, told him, "You've learned theory, now test it in practice. Go into the dirtiest business there is and make it clean. Go into the world of money and apply what you've learned." Roach didn't want to. He wanted to stay in the monastery. But his teacher insisted. In the early 80s, Roach walked into the New York diamond trade and helped found a company called Andin International. They started with a small investment and 3 employees. Roach ran it on the principles from an ancient text, the Diamond Sutra. No cutthroat competition, no hardness, no manipulation, just the laws of karma. What happened? The company grew. 17 years later, its annual revenue had reached $250 million, and in 2009, it was bought by Warren Buffett, one of the richest men on the planet, a man who only buys things that run flawlessly. The whole time, Roach stayed a monk. He lived simply and put the profits toward charity, Tibetan monasteries, preserving ancient texts, helping refugees. He didn't hoard the money. He kept it moving, and it came back multiplied. Later, he wrote a book, The Diamond Cutter. It became a bestseller and was translated into more than 20 languages. In it, he laid out the 4-step practice he'd used in business. The same one I'm going to hand you today. But before the practice itself, we need the laws it stands on. Without them, you'll do all of this mechanically. With them, you do it consciously, and the result comes faster. The first law, cause and effect. In Hermetic philosophy, it's the law of causality. In Buddhism, it's karma, same thing. Every action plants a cause, and that cause has an exact effect. Plant an apple seed, and you get an apple tree. Plant a weed, you get weed. Plant nothing, nothing grows. This isn't philosophy, it's how reality is built. And money works exactly the same way. Help someone earn, you've planted a seed of abundance. Feel genuine joy at someone else's success, same seed. Feel envy, you've planted a seed of lack. Cheat on something small, you've planted a seed of loss. Every action, every thought, every emotion is a seed. The second law. Like attracts like. The law of resonance. Your inner state decides what shows up on the outside. Envy on the inside creates lack on the outside. Joy for others creates abundance for you. Fear of losing pulls loss toward you. Gratitude for what you already have pulls more of it in. Money is energy. It flows where it's received easily, and it roots around the people who clutch at it or look down on it. The third law: you reap what you sow. In Hermetic philosophy, that's the law of rhythm. Between sowing and reaping, there's always time. You don't plant a seed in the morning and harvest that evening. It takes a season, sometimes several. Most people quit right here. They do a good thing once, twice, 3 times, don't see an instant result, and walk away saying, it doesn't work. It works. The seed just hasn't come up yet. You don't dig the seed back up after a week shouting, where's my harvest? You wait. You water it, you tend it, and the harvest comes in its own time. And the fourth law, multiplication. Every seed gives back more than one fruit. A single grain of wheat gives a head with 30 grains on it. One good deed comes back many times over, but so does one bad one. This isn't punishment, it's mechanics. Nature multiplies whatever you put into it. That's why the rich get rich so fast. They already have seeds of abundance stored up, and every new action multiplies what's already there. And someone living in lack has seeds of lack stored up, so every action out of fear or envy multiplies exactly that. When I first understood all of this, my world split into before and after. I was reading about cause and effect, and I hit one example. You torrent movies, you're stealing. You share someone's streaming password, you're stealing. You're planting a seed of losing money. I looked at my own behavior, and it went straight through me. How many times I'd pulled movies off a torrent. How many times I'd shared a login. But everyone does it. Where I come from, that's normal. Almost everyone. Except the law doesn't care that everyone does it. It looks at the action. You took something you didn't pay for. The seed is planted. It comes up as lost money. Not necessarily someone robbing you. The money just leaves. An unexpected bill, a fine, something breaking, something where it disappears. The second realization hit even harder. I have no competitors, only partners. If I help a so-called competitor, I'm planting a seed of help in my own field. And when I need help, it comes through other people, other channels, but it comes. That flipped the entire way I think. Either me or him, his success is my failure. That whole program we soaked up as kids blocks money harder than any affirmation. And I hadn't even noticed how deep it was sitting in me. Now the practice itself. Michael Roach's 4 steps. This isn't some complicated meditation or multi-hour ritual. These are concrete actions you do on a schedule, and they plant seeds that later come up as money. Step 1. Set a clear goal. Decide on the exact amount you want. Not, I want more money. Not, I want to be rich. A specific number, a specific deadline. For example, I want an extra $3,000 in the next 6 months. Or, I want to raise my income by $1,500 a month by the end of the year. The sharper the goal, the sharper the result. A blurry goal is a blurry seed. I want lots of money isn't a seed, it's a fog. And the universe doesn't work with fog. It works with clear request. Write the goal down on paper. On paper, not in your phone. It's a physical act, and it locks the intention in. Put it somewhere you'll see it every day, not for motivation, as a reminder to yourself. I'm planting seeds for this specific goal. Step 2. Find a person. Find someone who wants the same things you do. You want money? Find someone who genuinely needs money too. It can be a co-worker, an acquaintance, a friend. What matters is that the need is real and they say so themselves. Step 3. Meet once a week for 1 hour and help. Pick a fixed place and time. Roach recommends neutral ground, a cafe. Say every Wednesday at 6 at the coffee shop down the street. 1 hour a week, you meet this person and help them get money. Most of the time, help means handing over what you already know. You know how to find clients. Teach that. You can make content that sells. Show them the structure. Walk through examples. You know how to negotiate a price. Justify what you charge. Handle objections. Explain how. You know how to turn a skill into income. Teach that too. Help can take other forms. Anything that genuinely helps the person get money counts. One thing matters. Once a week, an hour of your real time from an honest place, genuinely wanting them to win. Step 4. The coffee meditation. 5 minutes before sleep. This is the most important of the 4 steps, and I'll tell you why. Every night, already lying in bed, relax and spend 5 minutes thinking about the person you helped that day. Picture their success, them using what you taught them, it working, them earning, them happy about the result. Feel their happiness, be genuinely glad for them, and fall asleep in that state. Don't analyze, don't judge, just picture their success and be glad for them. 5 minutes. Why is this the most important step? Because this meditation is what makes the seed come up fast. Without it, the seed can lie in your subconscious for years. You help the person, the seed is planted, but it's lying down deep, not activated, not watered. It might come up in a year, in 5 years, or never come up in this life at all. The coffee meditation waters it with concentrated joy, and it starts coming up in weeks and months instead of years. And why before sleep? Because when you fall asleep on the thought of a good deed, it goes straight into the subconscious, past the filters and the ego's defenses that block any change during the day. The seed gets pressed in at the deepest level. Roach says this flat out. Most people do the first 3 steps. They help someone once a week, but they skip the meditation, and the seeds sit there for years. Then people say, it doesn't work. It works. You planted, but you didn't water. And think about this. Most people fall asleep thinking about problems, about money they don't have, about what went wrong. Those are seeds too, seeds of lack and fear, and they come up just the same. You do the opposite. You fall asleep on the thought of someone you made better off, their success, the good in the day. Those are seeds of abundance, and they come up fast. So those are the 4 steps. A clear goal, a person with the same goal, 1 hour a week in a fixed place, you help them get money, and 5 minutes before sleep, their success, your joy for them. Simple? Yes. Easy? No, because it takes consistency. Every week, every night. Now, let's break down why these 4 steps work on an energetic level. Trust me, there's a lot going on under the hood. The first thing that switches on is the law of cause and effect, directly. When you help a person get money, you plant a seed of getting money, not some abstract seed of kindness, specifically the energy you want in your life. Karma works through real action. Helping and receiving are 2 sides of one process. Money here is like water. For the stream to reach you, you have to open the tap and let water run out from you. The moment water flows out of you, the channel is open and water flows back the same way. The second thing, your relationship with money changes. When you help easily on the subconscious level, you're telling yourself, I have enough, I have something to share. That's the frequency of abundance. And what usually happens, a person clutches every dollar, scared to spend, scared to help, and tells the subconscious, I don't have enough. I have to guard every cent. That's the frequency of lack, and the subconscious honestly builds reality to match it. Roach's practice hacks that. It makes you act the way a rich person acts. Rich people help others easily, not because they're nice, but because they know help comes back. And once you start behaving the same way, the subconscious resets. If I help easily, then I must have something to give. So I'd better set up the conditions for a bigger flow. Reality rearranges itself around your inner conviction. The third thing, the block of envy and competition goes away. This is what I was talking about at the start. It's why I consider this practice the strongest one. The scarcity mindset says, if he has it, then I don't. His success is my failure. A lot of us grew up in that, soaked it up as kids. Scarcity, fighting for resources. Get yours first. And that mindset blocks money harder than any practice, because every time you envy the rich, you automatically plant a seed of lack. And every time you're glad about someone's failure, you plant a seed of loss. Roach's practice does the opposite. When you've put yourself into someone else's success, you actually want it. You're invested in them winning because you put yourself in. You taught a friend how to find clients. You're happy when they land their first deal. You showed a neighbor how to sell through stories. You follow it. You cheer them on. You're glad when their first sales come in. That's the frequency of abundance, and it pulls abundance towards you. The practice switches you from being a competitor to being a partner, from either him or me to the more everyone has, the more I have. And that changes everything. The fourth thing, you come out of tunnel vision. When there's no money, you're locked onto your own problems, where to get it, how not to end up with nothing, what to do. Tunnel vision, all you see is your own lack. But when you start helping other people with their money, the focus shifts. How do I help Maria? Where can I learn to earn? What do I know that would help her? You come out of your own tunnel and your attention widens. And here's the paradox. The moment you stop fixating on your own problem, the solution arrives. Because you can see opportunities again, the ones you couldn't see from inside the tunnel. On top of that, when you help, you meet new people, new contacts, and often it's exactly through them that what you need comes. You teach someone to monetize a skill. They recommend you to a client, introduce you to somebody, help in some other way. The seed comes up, but how exactly, you can't know in advance. And the fifth thing, you slip past the fear of scarcity. Everyone has that inner voice. Help them and there won't be time for me. Teach them and they'll become a competitor. That's the voice of the survival program sitting in the reptilian brain, and it blocks help. Don't help, guard your knowledge. What if they get ahead of you? As long as that program is running, the money channel is closed. Roach's practice tricks it, because you're helping 1 hour a week. The survival program does the math. Fine, that's not critical. We can do that. It doesn't push back, and the seed is already planted. And when you help regularly, the seeds come up, because the law of multiplication doesn't look at the size of the effort. It looks at how regular it is. All five run at the same time. You plant seeds through action, you change your relationship with money, you clear out the envy, you widen your awareness, and you walk past the fear. This isn't one practice, it's 5 practices in one. That's why the result isn't just likely, it's inevitable, if you do it honestly and regularly. Now a few details without which the practice won't work the way it should. How exactly to help? The most common question, what do I actually do at the meeting? You teach what you yourself know about making money. You know how to find clients, teach that. You can negotiate, show them. You understand how to monetize a skill, explain it. The main test, you do it easily without strain, not from a place of being a victim, but from wanting to help. If you feel a heaviness, it means either you're helping the wrong person or you're taking on too much. Adjust. What if the person doesn't apply it? People often ask, what if they don't do what I taught them and they don't earn anything? Here's the key. The seed is fully planted when the person gets a result, when they actually earn money thanks to your help. So choose people who are ready to act, not the ones who will just listen and forget. Ask straight out, are you ready to apply what I teach you? If yes, help them. If they're unsure, find someone else. Your job isn't to hand over information, it's to get the person to a result. What if I don't have the knowledge myself? But I don't even know how to earn money. What am I supposed to teach? You always have something the other person doesn't. You know how to make stories, teach a friend. You know where to find remote work, tell an acquaintance. You understand taxes, explain it to a neighbor. Every one of those is a seed. You help the person get money, not directly, but through a skill or some information. And here's the paradox. Often it's exactly when you start helping others with your own modest knowledge that you learn faster yourself, because you step out of I don't know anything and into I know this and I can teach it. That itself is the frequency of abundance. It pulls. And one more thing, regularity beats scale. Better 1 hour a week steady than 5 hours once a month. Regularity plants seeds constantly and they come up faster. It's like watering. Better a little every day than one bucket once a month. So the practice, a clear goal. A person with the same problem, 1 hour a week, you help them get money. 5 minutes every night, their success and your joy for them. Simple, but it takes discipline. And the main thing, it changes how you see the world. It teaches you to see partners in other people, not competitors. To be glad at someone else's win instead of envious. To help easily instead of clutching your knowledge. That shift is worth more than any amount of money, because with it, money doesn't come once, it comes for the rest of your life. And now, action. Write in the comments, starting the 4-step practice, my goal is. Why write it? Because a public statement locks the intention in and moves you from a passive viewer to an active participant. In a month, in 3, in 6, you'll come back to that comment and see what changed. It'll be your proof, not mine, so write it right now. And in 3 months, come back. Write what came of it. That matters less for me than for the people who are doubting right now. Your result becomes their motivation. One more thing, your reality is built out of the information you take in every day. One video changes your thinking for a day. A steady diet of it changes your life. Subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. Every notification is an anchor that pulls you back to awareness, back to the right frequency. The links are in the description. Start today. Don't wait for Monday. For the first of the month, for the moment you feel ready, pick the goal, write it on paper. Find one person who needs money, help them today with anything at all. And tonight, 5 minutes. Picture their success and be glad for them. In a week, another meeting. Tomorrow night, the meditation again. Every week, every night, a month, 2, 3, and watch what changes. In a world where everyone clutches what they have, the one who helps becomes a magnet. Where everyone envies, the one who's glad for others gets carried. Where everyone wants instant results, the one who's patient brings in the harvest while the rest quit halfway. This is your choice, your life, your practice. Start today, and in 6 months, come back to this video. You'll watch it and be amazed how much has changed. It works. Not magic, mechanics.